Episode 96, Say It Out Loud Sports. We are back. NFL preview time. We're giving you the full season breakdown. We're not going to give you our Super Bowl winners yet. That's going to be next week. You're going to have to come back and tune in. Before Bob, what's going on? I got Bob here. Pete is stuck at work today, so it's just me and Bob today.
That means the Chargers are not going to have a good season. He missed it.
Well, to get to them, I like the Chargers this year. Super Bowl predictions will be next week. We got MVP awards. And you might want to listen because I'm not trying to brag or anything, but there's been 3 championship, World Series, Super Bowl, and NBA Finals, and I've correctly predicted 2 of them completely. All 4 teams, the winner, the loser. And then I had the Jazz versus the Bucks in the play. So I've got 5 out of 6.
Nice.
So not bad.
Would have made some money.
The MLB this year ain't looking good because I think I had the Padres.
Brewers are looking nice.
Nobody picked the Brewers.
Well, Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship, so
that's fair. All right, but we're going to be. So me and Bob are going to give you guys each. We're going to go through each division, give you who's the records, talk about each division briefly, and then next week. So let's get in AFC North, dude.
Yeah,
who you like?
Who I think? So who I got winning?
Who's your division winner?
My division winner is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, and I think they win the division at 12-5.
All right, run through your records.
All right, so I got Pittsburgh 12-5. I got Cleveland 10-7. I got Baltimore 9-8, and I got the Bengals at 6-11.
Okay, pretty similar. I have Cleveland 11-6. I have them winning the division, and I have Pittsburgh 10-7 making the playoffs. Baltimore I have 9-8, and then Cincinnati. I have Cincinnati winning 8 games.
8-8,
8-9. Because of 17 games.
Oh yeah, 9.
I think Burrow and the offense will be all right. Their line obviously isn't great.
It's not great.
But their defense doesn't do it for me.
No,
that division's
the toughest in the NFC.
Yeah, second. And I think it's the second in the NFL. We just talked about it a little bit, but what do you like about Pitt?
They're the probably best wide receiver core in football, and their defense is never bad with Mike Tomlin as a head coach. This is Big Ben's probably farewell tour. I don't see him playing much long. This is it. They were 11-0 last year. They did fall off a cliff at 11-0, but they were 11-0. And in football, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't care who you play. Winning 11 straight in the NFL is really hard. So we'll see. I think Pittsburgh still is, in the last, say, 10 years, Pittsburgh's won the division probably 7 or 8 times. This might be the last one, but I still think they're the top of the division.
Even at 10-7, I thought I was higher on Pittsburgh than most. I trust Tomlin. I think that defense is still going to be really good.
Yeah, no matter he's always going to put a good D together.
Yeah, they lost Bud Dupree, but I'm still high on Big Ben. I think I get a lot of flack for this on Twitter if you follow me.
He's never been bad.
Well, like last year, they're like he fell off, but he gets the ball out quick. It's not necessarily to hide his problems. It's more because their O-line was so bad. They were last in the league in rushing.
He doesn't hold on to the football. He's not like he was 8 years ago where he could shed tackles and extend plays. He's getting rid of the football now.
Yeah, he has to because he has no choice. And then hopefully, the lines are weird. Obviously, they can move. They can play better. Najee Harris is going to help that a little bit. I think he's a real good running back.
Yeah.
I think he helps. But I just think they have too many weapons, experience, and, too many pieces to
their wide receiving core is
not win 10 games.
We were talking about 4. They might have the best wide receiving core in football.
Cleveland. So I have Cleveland winning. They're returning all 5 offensive linemen.
That's huge.
They're They're probably number 1 O-line in football.
Probably
top 5 for sure. I think PFF has them 1. I hate PFF, but I think they're number 1. Another second year in Stefanski's system. That only bodes well for Baker and that offense because he's been going from coach to coach to coach his whole career.
He's like fifth season,
crazy,
and he's had 4 different offenses to learn,
if not more.
It's wild.
And then you got Odell Beckham factor. If he can return to 80% of what
Odell in New York,
80%, they're going to be an absolute problem. You got Davion Clowney, same thing as Beckham. If he can go back to 2 years ago when he was actually productive versus last year at Tennessee, it wasn't great. I think they're right back in for sure. I have them, winning 11-6. And then with Baltimore, I don't trust Lamar Jackson to throw the football enough. They keep going out and getting his receivers. I just don't think he's a good thrower of the football. And I mean, the division's gotten better outside of them, and I think they're going to stay stagnant at I think they go 9-win.
Yeah, that's why I'm at 9-8. I think a lot of the problem it's some on Lamar Jackson, but I would say Harbaugh might be part of the issue too, because he this old school offense. He's not one of these young offensive minds. He loves to run the football. And Lamar Jackson loves to run the football too, but the offense schemes, I think, kind of hurt Lamar Jackson throwing the football at some point.
Skill-wise, you're looking at another almost Kaepernick, do I say? Not the drama off the field, obviously.
No.
I think Lamar's a little bit better than Kaepernick.
I think he's not as explosive.
Yeah.
But
he
has the big flashy runs, but I think it's more
shiftiness.
Yeah, it's more left to right where he makes these huge. Kaepernick took off; he was like a freaking cheetah, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but Lamar likes to go left to right a lot.
Yeah, he has more moves, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's much growth. We'll see if he can throw. Remember was it last? I think it was 2 years ago. Game 1 against the Dolphins, and Lamar came out and threw for like 400 yards. They won like 52-3, and everybody's like, "Look out!"
This was the greatest.
Yeah, GOAT. So we'll see. I would not be surprised, and I do this every year with certain teams. Baltimore is one of them. We'll get to Seattle in a little bit because I do it with Russell Wilson and that team every year. I might underestimate them, but I'm sticking 9-8. 9-8.
That's where I got 9-8.
Cincinnati, I'm definitely higher on, but we'll see. I don't know if their line and defense will hold up, but I think Burrow, Chase, Boyd, all these, their offense is going to be fun to watch. Mixon, is he finally going to be a fantasy problem? Remember, he's the most overrated fantasy guy in history, I think.
He's always supposed to have like 1,310 touchdowns.
All right, so you mean you both have Cleveland and Pittsburgh in the playoffs, right?
I have 3 in that division. I actually have Baltimore 9-8 getting in at 7.
9-8. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have a question about the South? Did you come up with?
Oh, that's the North.
The North, yes.
Oh, my question was, does Pittsburgh continue to run this division, or is this the year they fall off?
This is the final year of their reign.
This is it?
We just talked about it, but you mentioned it. Big Ben's done after this year. There's no...
even if he wants to continue playing, I don't think Pittsburgh extends his...
No, there was talks last year like
they
he's
weren't
done.
They might... He had to take a pay cut to come back.
But think about the future. Unless they go out, I'm sure...
It's going to be tough, because if they're good, drafting a quarterback's out of the equation.
No, they're going to have to go get a Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Trubisky...
Deshaun Watson, something.
Deshaun Watson. I think some of those guys are like Garoppolo. Or regardless of what happens, I think Trey Lance probably... Next
season is probably Trey Lance.
Same with, I don't think Andy Dalton's going to be the answer there. Haskins and Rudolph, they're not Super Bowl quarterbacks. I think I love Trubisky, so we'll see.
He looked good against the Bears.
Oh, he torched them. All right, so last year for Pittsburgh, unless they get a quarterback. If they get a quarterback, Tomlin's going to keep going.
The thing is, Tomlin's had Big Ben this
They'll
whole
win,
way.
but they'll get to playoffs and continue to do that, but there's no Super Bowl
They were not a contender with that. They're not a contender with that.
All right, let's get to the AFC South. I got Tennessee 12-5 winning the division. I got Indianapolis going 9-8, and then I got Jacksonville and Houston at 4-13. I still have questions about Tennessee's defense, specifically their secondary. They allowed the 4th most yards, 2nd most touchdowns last year. Their pass rush was horrendous last year, and I think that will help. That's going to help their secondary. This division's garbage outside of that. I think Indy could be good. The only reason I have them going 9-8 is because of Carson Wentz. I don't know if he was healthy, be a different conversation, but I don't think with this lingering issue, they're going to be. I think they'll still win games, but 9-8 is. I feel like that's their kind of ceiling. If Wentz is in and out of the lineup, which I think he will be. But yeah, go ahead. Derrick Henry, to me, that offense is too good for them to
them not to win football games.
Right.
There's just no way. So I have Tennessee winning the division at 13-4.
Okay.
And then I have Indy 9-8. I have Houston and Jacksonville both at 3-14.
Okay, so pretty close.
Yeah, I think Tennessee. This division's too easy for Tennessee to win. With the weapons they have, with the offense they have literally probably the best pure running back in football, outside of like Kamara and McCaffrey who catch a ton of passes. Just running the football, they have Derrick Henry who's the best, and they have wide receiver depth all over.
Yeah, just Julio. The Julio health is a little. He hasn't. If he doesn't stay healthy, that could be a problem. Tannehill. I'm still not sold on Tannehill. I know I get.
It's tough. It's tough. I get it because I think people have a bad rap for Tannehill because of Miami just giving up on him basically and how bad it was there. But he's been outstanding in Tennessee.
Yeah, I just look at the system he's in with if you have Derrick Henry behind you, and then you have A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, who
Was.
we'll talk about him in a little bit with the Jets, but I think he's a really underrated
He's probably set for stardom
going into it. But now you have Corey Davis and A.J. Brown. You have Jonnu Smith, who just got paid in the offseason.
Right.
And then you have Derrick Henry behind you. Like,
and they add Julio.
Not saying Tannehill didn't like show up at times and like impress me, but I feel like if you take 20 of the 30 NFL quarterbacks and put them in that team, they're going to put up numbers.
Oh, you have to in that offense. But that's the thing. It makes him really good.
It makes him look really good.
Yeah.
Like if you switch him and Kyler Murray today.
Oh, Kyler Murray's.
Like
Kyler Murray's putting up the same or better numbers.
You switch him and Sam. You put Sam Darnold in that offense. I think Tannehill's closer to Sam Darnold than people realize. Do you know what I mean? Darnold was on the Jets. Tannehill's on the. You switch those two.
Yeah,
Darnold's a monster.
I get that.
To me,
I think the system and where you're at is a lot to do with your success.
Yeah.
But
like you said, the rest of the division's in shambles. Jacksonville has a good future. Came out today. Travis Etienne's done for the year.
But
not that he was going to.
I don't think he was going to like go out and act like a rookie of the year.
Yeah,
I think Robinson's locked in on carries there.
But yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is real deal.
Carlos Hyde too. So I mean,
Trevor Lawrence looks good.
I think he's gonna take him 3 he's gonna be running for his life.
It's gonna take exactly 3 or 4 years.
They got to draft a couple more years of drafting linemen in the top 5, and they'll be up there.
And then Houston, who
knows who's going to quarterback that team?
It's Tyrod Taylor. That might be the worst NFL roster I've ever seen.
And it sucks because Tyrod Taylor to me is not. He's
fine.
He's not a bad quarterback.
That's why I have.
He's like an Alex Smith. Like basically,
it's limited.
Yeah,
I have them winning 4 games just based on they play Jacksonville twice and Indy twice. I think they can get probably 2 from there, and he'll win a couple games, but
tough running there.
Tough sledding.
That team's just in a bad spot.
Oh, terrible. So Tennessee's the only. You have Tennessee's the only playoff team from that division, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're on the same. All right. What was my question? My question was if you take Ryan Tannehill off the Titans and replace him. We talked about that.
Yeah.
All right, AFC East. This one's going to be fun for me.
This one's wild because you're going to lose it.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Here's my
Go ahead.
Winning the division.
Make me angry.
I have New England winning the division. I have them at 13-4.
13. Wait.
Yeah, and I have the Bills at 13-4, but I got New England winning the tiebreaker.
They're both New England's winning 13 games?
Yeah.
Okay.
That defense is going to be good. What? And then I have
they win every
Miami.
game 6-3?
Watch.
Okay.
They're going to score.
Go ahead.
They're going to score points.
You. Go ahead. All right. Go ahead.
So I got them winning at 13-4. I got Buffalo at 13-4 also, but losing the tiebreaker.
Okay.
And then I have Miami at 5-12.
Oh God.
And I have the Jets at 4-13.
We're off the rails here. This is where it went off the rails. Okay.
You got Miami winning more than 5 games. You're wild.
Absolutely.
Who's going to play quarterback?
Don't start with this thing, dude. Tua.
They're going to trade back for Ryan Tannehill?
No, stop. All right, so I have Buffalo at 12-5, winning the division. I got Miami at 11-6.
Oh,
that defense is elite. We'll get to them. New England 7-10, and the Jets winning five games with Zach Wilson.
I got 4.
I think Zach looks pretty good.
He
as well.
does look great, but I think that team is probably 2 or 3 years away from.
Yeah, it's all similar. I love Robert Saleh, and he's going to have that defense playing well.
He needs a couple years though.
I think they're going to keep him in games, and then I think Zach Wilson has shown enough. It's preseason, so he hasn't shown enough. But Corey Davis is good. They got Jamison Crowder. Running backs are a little suspect, but I think that defense alone will get them some games.
So I don't think the Jets are a team that are going to get blown out a lot. I think they're going to be huge dogs and cover a ton of spreads.
Yeah,
that's a team I'm going to probably bet on.
All right, Buffalo. I mean, they're good. They're solid. Their defense is good. Josh Allen is an MVP level quarterback.
Yep.
He'd probably be in the running. Stephon Diggs.
They have great receiving core. Singletary in the backfield. I think if
Breida,
he improves,
Matt
Breida's there
my
too.
guy.
Singletary improves over. He takes another leap forward. That team's really dangerous.
They can't get worse. They played really bad. Like Moss,
I think they transition from. They just keep rolling from last year. You know what I mean? They're a 35-point a game team.
Yeah, I have 12-5. Miami, you hate Tua. We'll get to New England in 1 second. Let's talk about Miami first. So, what do you hate about Tua?
I just don't see it.
But why did you hate him? Oh, I know why you hate him. Because of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Well, not even that. It's not even that. Well, I mean, that's part of it. But I mean, look what I mean. To me, it's not even a knock on Tua. It's more of a knock on Nick Saban because he benches Jalen Hurts. And if you remember correctly, this is when people said Jalen Hurts couldn't throw the football. So then you look, Jalen Hurts goes, okay, he's a great teammate, doesn't complain, goes ahead and sits on the bench. You know, Tua does get hurt. Jalen comes back in. Alabama still wins games. Jalen goes to Oklahoma, and he's slinging the ball all over the place. All of a sudden, he went from can't throw the football to putting up Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield numbers in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost not even a knock on Tua. It's a knock on, like, Nick Saban is a quarterback killer almost.
Yeah, but that was the call. My whole thing with Miami is that defense is elite. They got Byron Jones, Xavier Howard. That defense is really good. We saw it last year. They scored a touchdown in like 8 straight. Remember how?
Yeah, they can score points. But all those games, the defense almost outscored the offense.
And that's fine. That's why I don't think
that's the key. You can have a great defense.
Right.
You have to have a quarterback that does not turn the ball over. And he turns the ball over so far.
1 year. I don't even think.
Get it.
Go look up his numbers right now while we're talking. I don't think so Devontae Parker was out last year. Preston Williams missed time. They had running back issues. They're young. They had Gaskin and Ahmed, which I think they're going to be a lot better this year. Gesicki looks like the real deal at tight end.
He's probably, I have him I think 5th on my list of tight ends.
Yeah, and then you got Devontae Parker's back. Preston Williams will be back. Jalen Waddle's a huge addition for that team. They have familiarity in together. And that slot position, they're going to get a ton of target. I just think that Miami team is set up. I think that division's not great because I'm low on New England. You're high, so that makes sense that you – okay. So, yeah, I'm high on Miami. I think Tua's looked good this preseason, but we'll see once he gets in the regular games. I want to know what drug you're on to think New England is going to win 13 games?
Yeah.
If you switch Tom Brady and Cam Newton, they don't even win 13 games.
That's not what switched.
No, if you switch them today, they don't even win 13 games.
Oh, you're wild.
No.
How?
Maybe they do. Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Do you remember?
Belichick's
do you remember last season they had 8 defensive starters opt out?
I get it.
That is the difference.
All right.
They're going to be in games, and the defense is going to.
They'll be so. This is the same situation as Miami. Then their defense is elite.
So you're saying Tua is better than Cam Newton?
I'll take Tua over both 100%. Cam Newton can't throw the ball. He throws spikes into the ground.
Tua. He averages 180 yards a game over last season.
I've already confirmed you're a Tua hater.
I'm not hating. 180 passing yards a game over 12 starts is not good.
That's what
that will get you benched on 31 other teams in the NFL.
No,
Fitzpatrick was throwing for 290 and got benched.
You're wild. It doesn't matter. Yards don't matter.
Touchdowns matter. 12 starts, 11 touchdowns.
Did you find that stat though?
I got it right here. 12 starts. He had 11 touchdowns.
How many picks?
5.
So that's not turning the ball over. Fitzpatrick threw 13 and 8, I believe. So
how many fumbles did he have? That's what I want to know.
Stop, dude. Talk about picks, and Cam Newton can't even throw the ball 20 yards. All right. So, yeah.
He's going to have to.
Do you want to bet? Are we making a first bet?
You want to take win total?
I'll take Miami.
Take
heads up. I'll take
win total.
$100?
Yeah.
We'll just do 50.
$50.
I got the Dolphins. You got New England.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Win
if
total.
it's a tie,
push.
Wash. Okay. All right. Woo. Fired up New England. So New England's the number 1 seed in the AFC?
Hold on. Let me look at my list here. Yeah, I have 1.
The 1 seed.
Yes.
I'm angry right now. All right. Just keep moving on. AFC West.
All right.
You want to go first?
Go ahead. Oh, you want me to go first?
It don't matter.
I have the Chiefs winning the division, obviously, at 11-6. And then I have Chargers 9-8, Raiders 8-9, Broncos 6-11. What do you got?
I got the Chiefs 12-5 winning the division. I got the Chargers at 11-6. Same order. Vegas at 7-10 and Denver at 6-11. So we're pretty close on that one. I have the Chiefs. One. What do you have? One more win and then
11-6. I have Chiefs 11-6.
So go. You can go ahead.
I just don't see anybody challenging the Chiefs in the division. I think the Chiefs take a step back from basically the last 2 seasons. I think last year some of the blemishes were overlooked. Like Mahomes
dropped interceptions.
He had like 24 dropped interceptions. That's if say half those actually, say he only has 12 dropped interceptions and he has 12 more turnovers, and that's taking points off the board for KC, and only half those turn into points the other way. Mm-hmm. KC probably loses another 3 games because they played a lot of close games. So, I mean, I think KC is still the best in the division. I still think they're probably one of the better teams in the NFL. If they don't turn the ball over, then, I mean, they'll be even better than I predict them. But, I mean, they can take a step back and still win this division.
Yeah, the Chargers are coming up good.
I think Herbert's their guy. He looks like the real deal so far.
Yeah.
We'll see how healthy Mike Williams can stay.
I think they got Guyton and that Josh Palmer dude. They got other weapons that I think Mike Williams, if he doesn't stay healthy, they got guys to replace him.
Yeah.
But their O-line, they got Rashawn Slater. They got Derwin James back.
That's the guy I want to see play.
Yeah, he's not playing this preseason. They're like, you're playing at least one snap in the regular season.
This is his third season in the NFL. He's missed the first 2 entire seasons.
Yeah. Kansas City, like you mentioned, Mahomes, the dropped interceptions, but they went out and solidified. They got their offensive line is solidified again.
To me, dude, when they started cutting, they cut like Eric Fisher, who's the number 1 pick in the draft, 8 years ago. Yeah. When they started cutting O-linemen, I was like, this is bad.
But then they
went out
they
and
get all pros.
Dude, they started trading and signing. They have 4 all pros on the offensive line now.
Yeah.
They straight rebuilt their O-line. That's the key, too. I think that's a genius idea to just protect Mahomes.
Yeah, I was looking at the receivers. Obviously, McCole Hardman and Tyreek Hill are monsters as far as, speed-wise.
Downfield.
I think
that's the key.
Losing Sammy Watkins, I think he'll be a hurt unless Byron Pringle.
I think
Marcus Kemp. Do you know that guy?
Yeah,
Hawaii.
I think Pringle kind of replaces.
He looks good.
He'll replace him, and then Travis Kelce is going to pick up the slack.
Well, you can't do too much. What do you mean? He's second in the league.
I'm saying losing Watkins isn't that big of a deal to me.
No, it's not a ton, but somebody else has to still step up, and then Edwards-Helaire has to play well.
He did not play well last year.
Well, the
first game he played, he had 20 carries, 120, and a touchdown or something like that.
They went out and got Le'Veon Bell for some reason, and then we saw how that worked out. I think Darwin Thompson's going to be a guy. Remember the hype a year or two ago?
Yeah.
I think this could be his
This is where he shows up?
I think it might be. Jerick McKinnon.
He's always been good.
Could be a monster. He hasn't played in 2 years. He was on Frisco. He didn't even play a snap.
Right. Well, didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, he can't. Then he's gone.
When he was in Minnesota.
Oh, he's a monster. Yeah. So then he goes to Frisco, gets hurt. Now he's in Kansas City. Watch out for him in fantasy, I'll tell you
Availability is everything, though.
Yeah. So, we're pretty cool. We're actually exactly the same there. Kansas. Did you have the Chargers making the playoffs, though? Or did they? Because I know you have Baltimore.
No, I don't. I have them in the 9 seed.
Oh, man. Okay.
9.
All right, let's get over. Oh, question. Teddy and Drew Lock. They've looked great preseason. Is there a chance, is there a world where you can see Denver? Because their defense they got Von Miller and Bradley Chubb together finally for the first time in 4 years because they're always, one of them's hurt.
One of them misses the whole year all the time.
They got, a decent defense. Can Drew Lock, because their offensive weapons with Judy, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, and that Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Is there a world where Denver is the super sleeper of the year?
See, I thought that last year.
That's what I was too. I was on them.
I literally convinced myself that Denver was going to be a 10 or 11 team win last year.
So are we just a year late?
We might be. I don't have them here, but to me, you got to pick a quarterback.
I mean, I agree, but
we'll get into this in the
Drew
NFC.
Lock has looked really good.
But Teddy has not looked like he's going to
Neither one has
looked bad. You can't rule him out.
Drew Lock has to be your guy. He's the younger guy.
I think you go with him moving forward.
But just based on whatever, you have to go with him. If he falters early, you have to leash almost.
Well, yeah, but see, coaches mess up there. They wait too long, and then once you wait too long, you can't make the change because it'll cost you your job. They'll go, you should have done this 4 weeks ago, and we're making the playoffs. You're out of here. That's the problem. Yeah,
Bridgewater's proven he went 5-0 with the Saints that one year.
Yeah,
but last year he got a full year of Carolina. Although I think Denver's in a way better.
Him in Carolina, it's tough because there's no McCaffrey.
And McCaffrey goes down.
It's tough for Teddy there. All he's throwing to is Robbie Anderson.
Don't disrespect DJ.
I love Robbie Anderson.
DJ Moore.
Well, I mean,
what do you mean he was top?
Yeah, I get it.
Monster. All right, so that could be where. If we could pick one team in the AFC where we just whiffed it, I think Denver's the team.
It could be.
Last
year I had it, but it was a whiff.
I don't see Vegas going all of a sudden 12-5. I could see Denver coming out of nowhere and being 12-5.
I thought last year they were that way.
No, we all did. Yeah. Everybody in America did.
At the defense,
I think we might be onto something here.
Yeah, we're a year early. We're a year early.
You're late.
We're a year late.
We were
a year early.
Same shit
on our prediction.
All right, NFC. Let's go over to the NFC. And like I said, we're not giving any playoff predictions till next week. You got to tune into that. You got to come back. All right, NFC North.
All right, you go first.
Green Bay, 13-4. Minnesota, 11-6. Chicago, 5-12, and then the worst team in the football NFL, the Detroit Lions, still 2-15. I did the schedule. I mean, this whole thing, I went through the entire schedule and tried to find wins, and I just can't find them.
I looked everywhere. So my order, I have
we're just ripping the Lions.
Dude, it's bad. Dan Campbell's probably the worst head coach of football.
Well, he's your replacement.
I know.
Matt Patricia.
Let's I have Green Bay 12-5 winning the division.
Yeah.
I have Minnesota 8-9. And then I have Chicago 5-12, and I have Detroit at 2-15.
Okay, so Chicago, Detroit the same.
Yeah, I have one win opposite.
You're down on Minnesota a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they improved any.
They got healthy on D.
Well,
remember 2 years ago, this is my argument for him, because I think Minnesota can be a dangerous sleeper Super Bowl team. 2 years ago, their defense had Danielle Hunter, a bunch of guys are really good players, top 5 defense.
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
With Everson Griffin and
all those guys, top 2 defense. Last year, injuries plagued them.
Griffin's gone
very
to
bad.
Dallas.
Yeah, but they got, Danielle Hunter is one of the top D linemen. He's back. Patrick Peterson comes over from Arizona. Obviously,
they got Xavier Rhodes.
No, he's been gone.
He left?
He went to Indy, I think. But they got Patrick Peterson came over from Arizona. Obviously, miles on the tank. We don't know.
He's still probably top 10 corner.
But I think if they can be a top 10, they don't even have to be a top 5, because that offense with Dalvin Cook, Jefferson, Thielen. I mean, obviously you don't trust Cousins too much, which I think Cousins is.
To me, that's the weakest point on their offense.
He's massively underrated to me. I think he's been a good quarterback.
I don't think he's ever been bad. He's the weakest link on offense, though.
Yeah, he's 10-20.
Yeah,
it's not like a top 5 guy, but he's not the bottom third. He's in the middle.
But you
can get hot. Look at Jared Goff. Was Goff ever a top 5 guy? No. Was he even a top? They said he was, but now
I didn't think he was.
You know what I mean?
He Cousins just didn't turn it over. That's
Cousins has been in the
Aaron
league.
Donald got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Gurley was MVP that year, right?
No,
Cousins
did he win that year?
I think he won. But listen to so Goff got the Rams to the Super Bowl, right?
I wouldn't.
Goff led him. Everybody was like, Goff is really good. Now he's nothing. Cousins has been the same guy. I think
the public said that.
But Kirk Cousins has been the same guy 10-20. No one's ever been like he's top 5. No one's been. He's the worst 5.
He's consistently. He's in the above average group.
10-15, 10-20.
Yeah.
So we know Cousins. Like if you get to a playoff with him, he can win you playoff. Like he can win you games.
Lose you one too.
That's fine. All you have to do is get hot one playoff.
Yeah. Look at Joe Flacco.
Well, look at Drew Brees. He's won one Super. Yeah, look at Joe Flacco. Cousins.
Tell me that playoff run is top elite. That dude went bananas in the playoffs.
Joe Flacco.
He threw
all right. So Minnesota
15 touchdowns and 1 interception.
My whole point is if Minnesota can give you a top 10 defense, that team is going to be dangerous, and the weakness of Chicago and Detroit, from what I've seen, I think they can win 11 games, and then Green Bay obviously. So
Green Bay is the only threat from the division.
Here's my question. I think Minnesota.
You're calling them a contender.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my question.
I think they're a pretender.
Last year, same thing we just talked about with Denver. I was fading Green Bay because of the whole Aaron Rodgers drama then. Now it's 10 times worse. I mean, he was talking about going to host Jeopardy, talking retirement. Is there a world?
That spot on Jeopardy's open again.
Yeah, the guy fell apart. Is there a world where Green Bay falls apart or no?
No.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers loves the game too much to care about what's going on. Because the only reason he's back, he wouldn't have came back if he didn't get his way. I mean, he came back, and the next day they traded back for Randall Cobb.
I mean, that's not.
I think Aaron told him, bring him back. That's my guy.
Well, yeah, but.
So, Aaron wouldn't have came back unless he got his way. So now that he got his way, it's.
I think he got a year off his contract. I don't know about.
They redid it and swiped the last year off.
Yeah, they'll win. So I don't think it's. I think it might be the same story. I don't know. You have to tune into our Super Bowl predictions next week to see how I feel about Green Bay this year.
Yeah, I think they easily win the division.
Yeah, easily. Okay. All right, NFC South. You can start with this one.
I got Bucks winning the NFC South at 14-3.
Dude, you're doing the thing I did last year. Remember last year when I was like, the Dallas Cowboys are going 14 wins.
The Bucks have got better every week. since week 1 of last year.
Do they care about the regular season?
They're going to win games.
Okay, go ahead.
So I got Bucks 14-3.
Okay.
I got Saints 10-7. I got Falcons 4-13 and Panthers 4-13.
Okay, we're pretty close. I have Tampa going 12-5. I just don't. I think they're going to take the kind of the Gronk approach. I don't think they necessarily need the 1 seed. I don't think they care, and I just think they kind of coast. They lose a couple games they shouldn't have. Whatever. And then I got New Orleans going 9-8, which I actually moved them up based on if Jameis
is a quarterback, they might win 12.
I got 9-8 still. That's what I'm basing it off.
I got 10-7, but I'm basing that as Jameis.
No, if you told me Jameis started all 17 games this year, I'd probably have him at 11 wins. But I just don't trust Sean Payton. I don't trust the fact that if Jameis struggles, that Taysom Hill doesn't come in and just...
To me, I'm like that too. I think Jameis, if he does get the job, will have the shortest leash you've ever seen.
Right.
And if Taysom... Say they yank him and they put Taysom in, and even if Taysom doesn't perform, he'll have the longest leash you've ever seen.
I could see... That's why I only gave him 9 wins. If you told me today, Jameis Winston starting 16 games, I'd probably move him up to 11 wins. I just don't trust that they do that.
I don't get Sean Payton's, what he's doing here. So say you make Taysom the starting quarterback, okay? Jameis Winston's sitting on the bench. There's not packages where he's coming in and doing anything that Taysom Hill does if Jameis Winston was a starter.
Right.
You're taking basically all this, they call him the Swiss Army knife, or whatever, all these things he does. You're taking all that away from your team to start him at quarterback. And the only way you do that is if it's night and day difference between him and Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
If it's if it's a tough decision on who's going to start at quarterback, you start Jameis, and you still have Taysom Hill on the field all the time. You know what I mean? He's still on the field. He can still take snaps. He's still at tight end. He's still in the slot. He's still at running back. He still has an impact on the game.
Yeah,
I don't think if it's close decision, you take Winston and put him under center, and you still have Hill being productive on your team.
No, I think Jameis is going to be named the Week 1 starter because you're looking at the preseason. He's looked good. He's throwing the ball well. But I just think at some point in the season they're going to lose 2 or 3 in a row possibly.
And Jameis has a shortest leash ever.
Say they go 6-2 and then they lose 2 in a row and people start talking, the media, and then Sean Payton makes a decision, goes with Taysom. It's just going to be back and forth, and I think that's going to be the downfall.
Yeah.
If they stuck with Jameis all year, I'd give him more wins. I said this last year. Jameis was the better quarterback. He was better than Drew Brees last year.
You talked about it. Drew Brees' arm was gone.
And this showed. So New Orleans 9-8. I got Carolina going 5-12. Off air, I was talking about Carolina. I thought that could be a sleeper team this year. I love the weapons. I think Darnold can succeed. Going back and looking at their schedule, looking at their O-line, their defense, I'm going 5-12.
It's tough. The schedule's tough for them.
I just don't see many wins. And then Atlanta, defense losing Julio. I think Pitts is going to have they just throw too much. I don't trust the running backs. They got
This is it for Matt Ryan. This is the last hurrah for Matt Ryan.
He's probably got one more. I think they have to draft. Who are they going to start next year?
They're going to.
Who's their
they're going to have a top.
Matt Schaub?
They're going to have top 10, top 8 pick. They're drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, there's not a ton of.
Not a ton now, but the media will create 5.
They'll have to go get a guy. They're going to be in the same situation, kind of Pittsburgh, but their defense is bad too, though.
Yeah, I just don't see them turning it around anytime soon.
I got 4-13. We could be that could be another team though. Who knows?
They're not turning it around.
I think Atlanta and Denver. We could be. What team do you think so far? Denver was the AFC team we could be way off on. I feel like.
I think the NFC
and you're
team
you're going to be way off on New England. Go back to NFC. Okay.
NFC team I'm way off on. I think it could be Chicago.
No, 5-12 sounds right. Because they're going to be doing the same thing with Andy Dalton and Justin Fields.
But see, Nagy will name. He's already named Dalton week 1.
Here's my theory on this. Dalton goes 0-2. He's going to lose week 1. He's going to lose a home game week 2 to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to go into Chicago and beat them.
So then the fans are going to be on him,
and then it's Fields.
He won't make the
Fields is going to win 3 in a row, and then it's murderer's row.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nagy won't make the change. He'll wait too long. Then he will. Then Fields will win games. And Nagy at that point would lose his job. So once Nagy waits too long, he can't make the switch. It'll cost him his job.
No, that's why I think he has to make it early. Because listen to the schedule. I was talking about this yesterday on the Halftime app. If you haven't downloaded Halftime, go check it out because we get on there every now and then. So Chicago, listen to the schedule. So they play the Rams So they at LA Rams to open the season.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Second week, home against Cincinnati. I think they lose that game because I think Dalton is trash. I think
that's one win I have them having a home opener.
So then but I think if you go 0-2, you're getting pressure immediately. Start Fields because you can see how much better the offense looks with him already.
How more spread out it is, I think.
But then the problem. So this is my problem. If you don't put him in there, then you got Cleveland, Detroit, and Vegas coming up.
So
those are 2 out of 3.
If he goes 0-3, he's out. Dalton's out.
Okay.
Cleveland week 3 is a loss.
Detroit and Vegas, right?
See, somehow he wins one of the first two.
This is the best part. So say you go through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Listen to the schedule: Green Bay at Tampa Bay, San Francisco at Pittsburgh. You can't put Fields in.
So that's
at the beginning of that stretch.
So he waits and he lets Dalton lose all those games.
And then it's a bye. And then you go after the bye week?
They go into the bye and they go, we're starting Fields.
Yeah, then you got Baltimore, Detroit, Arizona, Green Bay, Minnesota.
So he goes 500. Fields.
Yeah, but why not throw him in?
It's too late for Nagy.
Loses his job. What I'm saying. I'm either starting him day 1 or I'm putting him in week
8.
Week 3. That's it. I'm making the switch early.
After 0-2?
After 0-2, we still got a shot.
What if they're 1-1?
Because if you... Depends.
It's tough.
Because Cleveland, I feel like, is going to be a winnable game.
I think Cleveland's good.
No, they're going to be really, really good. But if you go 0-2 and you insert Justin Fields,
and he wins,
the players are going to rally around him, and they can go into Cleveland and get a victory. Because Cleveland's they'll be good.
This is my thing is, to me, with coaches not picking a quarterback till just before week 1.
No, he's already said, though.
Yeah, he's starting Dalton.
Yeah.
But like you go back and we talk about these other teams like New Orleans. To me, you divide a locker room if you can't pick a quarterback. Because that locker room, half of them are going to be like start Hill, half of them are going to want to start Winston. You wait till 2 days before week 1 and you name a starter and half of them are pissed. You just got to pick a guy and go.
Yeah. All right. That's too much time on Chicago.
Yeah.
5-12. All right, let's get over. Let's get over to NFC East. Your guys, the Philadelphia Eagles. Did you have them winning?
Yeah, I have them winning the division. I think they're super underrated. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be a really good quarterback this season. I think he takes a giant leap forward. The way his teammates talk about him, his preparation for the games, he's stopping wide receivers and they're in the ice tub and he's quizzing them on plays and what they're supposed to be doing. He's at Lane Johnson's farm working out. He's working out in between sets. He's calling out plays. Lane
Johnson's farm? No, I didn't read Eagles Inquiry this week.
Well, Lane Johnson had like a barn and a weight room and all this crazy shit. And he said Jalen Hurts was there at 5 a.m. before even Lane got out there and was working out. They said this dude's an all-time leader.
All I pictured was just right now Jalen Hurts out there milking cows at 6 a.m.
But I think that. So I have the Eagles winning the division.
How many wins?
12.
12? Did you go on super? Yeah. Okay.
I'm high on them. I think they're going to be good. I really do.
All right, keep going.
I got them at 12-5. I got Washington at 9-8.
All right.
Cowboys 8-9.
Okay.
Giants 5-12.
Okay.
Where do you got?
So I got Dallas winning the division at 10-7. I think it's the same old NFC East. I feel like it's going to be a barn burner. People are going to beat each other. Basically, every team is going to split 1-1, home and away, or away and home. I don't think anybody sweeps. So I have Dallas at 10-7, win the division. I have Philadelphia at 10-7,
losing the
tiebreaker. I got Washington at 9-8, and I got Giants at 7-10.
Okay.
So I didn't go too high or too low on everybody. I think the Giants could win the division. This division, I have no idea.
I think it relies on Saquon's health.
Yeah, 100%, 1,000%.
Yeah,
if Saquon goes down, good night.
That's kind of like Tennessee. Henry goes down.
No, they still have. They'd be able to air it out.
Who is their backup running back?
Darrington Evans.
Okay.
And Vatek. They'd be able to. They have Julio and A.J. Brown. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But they would be in a better situation than the Giants with Saquon out.
Yeah, well, we saw that last year.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to go. But I just think the Giants' defense is really good. That's why I have them at 7. And it could completely flip-flop.
That's why I got Washington at 9.
But no, it could completely flip-flop. I could see Washington going 10-7.
Washington's going to have top 3
Giants
defense.
going 10-7, and Dallas and Philly being bad. This division, this is the hardest division to predict to me.
It's wild.
Not really Not
because
really.
they're
Who's
all
gonna
great,
be good,
but they're all just.
I feel like they're all going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11. 7 to 11.
I got 12.
But like I could go in the North. Detroit and Chicago are going to be the bottom two. It's going to be Green Bay and Minnesota. You can go in the West. It's going to be Kansas City and LA Chargers. Right. I mean, unless Denver.
You go to the NFC East.
But yeah, I just don't know. I think Dallas has the offense. I don't know about the defense, but I think Philly has. I like Hurts. I think Devontae Smith's going to be good. Everybody hates me for Jalen Hurts.
I love this dude.
I think you're a Philly fan, so you're a little blinded. Just like my love for Jimmy when he's healthy, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, Dallas. I have Dallas and Philadelphia both making the playoffs.
So I have Philly and Washington.
And I have the Giants and Washington out.
We got one swap there.
Yeah, but close race. I could see it going any way, but I think Dallas and Philly get in. Question I get. Let me think of. I'm trying to think of a question right now. We'll go Washington because I know I got a lot of guys listening to this thing that like Washington.
That's my question is about
think
Washington.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is the answer.
So that's my question: does Fitzpatrick?
No, he hurts him
with a top. I would say Washington probably finish the season top 5 defense.
Yeah,
I think that's probably that's a low point for them. That's the floor. They probably didn't finish top 3.
I could
Fitzpatrick put them.
No.
Over the top.
This is an exact scenario.
I think we know what we get from Fitzpatrick.
This is a Jameis Winston throwing for 5,000 yard type situation in Tampa. You swap you put Tom Brady on Washington, Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
That defense gives him 4 extra possessions.
We know who Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's a gunslinger.
He's going to start great.
He's going to turn the football over,
and then he's going to get benched.
But Taylor Heinicke's not the answer.
That's the guy who's going to finish the season.
It's not the answer, though.
You know what's going to happen. It happens to Fitzpatrick every year.
I know. It sucks. I love him. He's a legend. I just don't think that's the guy. Washington fans are pumped about it. I love watching them.
I think they're blinded by what they're getting. We've seen this a million times.
I love Fitzpatrick.
Will start hot.
He'll go 6-0,
4-1, 5-2, lose his job.
I didn't know if he'll lose his job. He just can't turn the ball over. If he doesn't turn the ball over, that team could go 12-5.
Yeah, but he's a gunslinger.
He's a gunslinger, man. All right.
Our last division.
NFC West. This might be the most shocking pick for me.
Okay, who do you got winning the division?
Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, wow. I don't.
You have them last? No, I have Arizona Cardinals going 11-6.
Oh,
San Francisco 49ers going 11-6. I got the Rams going 9-8.
God, you hate Seattle.
And Seattle going 7-10. No, they have to fall off.
No, they don't.
All right. So this might be my most argued pick about.
Pete Carroll's basically Mike Tomlin.
Dude, Cardinal.
Not having losing years.
No, Russell. No, Kyler Murray going in his 3rd year, back healthy. There's a lot of ifs. AJ Green is there. Obviously, I love AJ Green, but if he is, this goes back to like Odell Beckham. If AJ Green can be 80% of AJ Green, and you have DeAndre Hopkins on the other side, that's a problem. Big problem for opposing defenses. The Cardinals' defense wasn't bad last year, but don't forget, like Arizona started 5-2 last year, and their 2 losses were to Detroit and another terrible team. It was wild. They went 5-2 and they lost to the Lions and the
last
Bears or
8 weeks though. They were like 1-7.
Murray, yeah, they were 8,
and they were literally
8-6, and they lost to the Rams and 49ers the last 2 weeks of the season to miss the playoffs. So I think that's just youth, man. Kyler Murray is super young.
Outside of the Hail Mary, they lost a lot of games.
No, at that point they were 6-3. I think that was their 6th win.
Yeah, and then they win the Hail Mary.
They went 2-4.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but they were hot early. Murray got hurt. His rushing totals decreased. I just think that was a show of a young team that didn't know how to close the games, and I think that's where this year is going to be big for them. A lot of people, like you look at the division, they're the biggest underdog in that division. They're 5-1 or 6-1 to win the division on most books.
Yeah, I don't think
Seattle's 3rd. 49ers are favored. Rams are close. Some books have Rams and 49ers close. I don't trust the Rams. I think Stafford coming from Detroit, they're pumping him up so much. All the pressure's on the Rams right now. And the biggest thing for me, Sean McVay, if you go back to 2 years when they went to the Super Bowl, they were a very balanced team. They ran the ball,
and they relied on defense.
They ran the ball 46% of the time, 54%.
That's what I'm saying. They're a 50-50 team.
And then last year they resorted more passing,
and it didn't work for Goff.
It's been going down. And I wouldn't even say Goff. I would say McVay.
Didn't trust him.
No, McVay's system works better when it's more balanced. So now they go out and get Stafford. So they're going to throw the ball more. They
lose Cam Akers too. So the balance is out the window.
Additional thing.
And then they lost Darrell Henderson to a thumb injury.
Well, he'll be fine for a week one apparently. But you look at that whole thing. McVay's offense is built on like deception, movement, and if you don't fear the run game at all, I don't think teams are going to respect you
in the pass game.
Pass game. Their defense is good enough. They're going to keep them in games. That's why I have them going 9-8. But I just think McVay is a little overrated as a coach. I'm going to say it right now.
Is hyped because of this young offensive genius.
He came in and went to the Super Bowl.
Well, this young offensive genius label that they keep giving these guys like McVay, Sean Payton.
Sean Payton won one Super Bowl in 15 years with Drew Brees.
Cliff Kingsbury's the same way. They get this
right,
label.
Well, he's been 3 years. You got to give him a few years.
I'm saying the label of this young offensive genius. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the guys that are the most underrated, the dude who should be, like Joe Brady.
Stefanski. Look at what he did in his first year.
Right. So, I mean, you get this label of this young offensive genius. But
yeah, so I think McVay's a little overrated. If he does, if Stafford comes in and they shit the bed, 9-8's not shit the bed, but
his job could be on the line because he basically said our team's good enough to win. We just need a better quarterback. And so if Stafford doesn't work, you can't turn to a backup quarterback and expect to win games.
Yeah,
like you told the owner we're a quarterback away from getting back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your excuse when Stafford doesn't work? It's the owner's going to be like, hey.
Yeah, I think this is besides the other division, this one's crazy to think about. But I'm taking Arizona. I think San Francisco goes 11-6. They had the second most injuries in NFL history last year.
I'm high on San Francisco.
I expect them to get back to the running game again. They were 51-49 in the Super Bowl run. Last year, for some reason, they lost both quarterbacks. They had C.J. Beathard slinging the ball.
35 times a game.
No George Kittle. No Debo. Half the year, no Ayuk, and they still threw it 60%. No.
Oh, no way.
Get back to the run game. Trey Sermon, Mostert, even Wayne Gallman get in. I think that defense is fine. I think they go 11-6. Rams, we just talked about. McVay is overrated. That's my statement of the year. I just thought of this right now. McVay's overrated. And then the Seahawks, I just hate Seattle, so I'm 7-10. No, I could. And this one is another one where it could be it could be Seattle, Rams, Niners, Cardinals, and I wouldn't be shocked. But that's where I'm going.
So I got San Fran at 14-3. Jimmy G comes out and puts all this quarterback competition nonsense to rest. A healthy Jimmy G wins football games. That is a proven fact. Mm-hmm. When he's healthy, the team wins. I think they get back to running the football. They get back to play action. Deebo Samuel's a monster. George Kittle's a monster. Ayuk just has this sophomore rise where he starts catching, 70 to 80 balls this season. And the Niners are great on defense with Bosa back. Half the defense hurt last year's back. I just don't see how anybody could say they are going to be worse with all these injuries gone and ready to play football. Yep. When Jimmy G is literally proven when he plays, they win games. So I got them at 14-3, winning the division. I got Seattle at 13-4, and I got Arizona at 9-8, and I got the Rams at 9-8.
That's all four at above 500.
Yeah, and I got two of them getting in the playoffs.
Okay, just
top two. Yeah.
All right, here's my question. This whole you mentioned Garoppolo. I wasn't going to bring it up because I figured you might. Is Garoppolo Trey Lance? Is this a repeat of Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick all over again? Does Jimmy Garoppolo go, 10, 11, 12 games this year and then get hurt or get replaced at some point, and then Trey Lance takes off and takes him to the Super Bowl? Well, that's pretty much what happened in the Kaepernick.
Well, Alex Smith, he lost his job after having.
It was like
he had to basically. He was You go back and look. He was in the MVP voting. Alex Smith was,
and then Kaepernick came in and just took off though.
But I mean, Alex Smith had an MVP type season.
Yep.
And lost his job. That's tough.
Was this a repeat? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you look at what they gave up to get Lance.
I could get that because of where Jimmy G's at in his contract year and them trying to get something in return if they dealt him.
Lance got drafted.
And you don't owe him any
skill
money.
Set,
I could get that. I could see that. It's a situational type of deal. But if Jimmy G comes out and wins, 12, 13, 14 games.
Well, no, I'm talking mid-season.
Oh, I don't see Jimmy G lose his job mid-season.
Say he gets hurt for 2 games. Say he's 6-3, gets hurt, and they have to put Lance in. And Lance
if
takes
he's
off.
6-3 and he gets hurt, and Lance plays great, Jimmy didn't play bad enough.
That's
to
what
lose
happened
his
to
job.
Alex Smith, and Kaepernick took him to the Super Bowl.
I just don't. I don't know. That'd be
because you look at the rookie contracts too. You think about all of that.
Well,
they got to get rid of Garoppolo.
That takes me back to Denver.
Wild.
You remember Peyton Manning gets hurt? He didn't even hurt. He got benched for Brock Osweiler.
That's stupid.
And then Denver ends up getting a Super Bowl with Peyton, and
Osweiler.
Yeah, they start Peyton anyway.
Yeah, don't put Garoppolo on Manning's level.
I'm saying, you look at win percentage, it's probably above him.
All right, we'll see. Do you have your seeds up?
On my thing? I got all my seeds.
All right, cool. So let's go over the AFC real quick before we're
giving our playoff picks?
Not the picks. We're just going to give the seeds.
Well, that'd be the playoff.
No, the seeds. 1, 2, who's playing who? Not the winners of the playoffs. What do you mean? That'd be the seeds.
Oh, who plays who in the playoffs?
Yeah. Do you have that?
No, I don't have that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do that part.
2-7?
I could tell you 2-7.
All right, who's your number 1 seed? Let's go AFC, number 1 seed.
AFC number 1 seed is New England.
Okay, so I got Buffalo.
I got New England.
Okay, 2-7 matchup. I got Kansas City, Pittsburgh.
I got Tennessee, Baltimore.
Let's not do this. This is stupid. Tune in next week. We'll be back next week. We're going to give you all our playoff teams, all our playoff picks. We're going to tell you who's winning the Super Bowl, who's winning MVP, Rookie of the Year, all the awards, some bets to make in Vegas for futures, and I think that's it for next week.
That's what we're doing next
week. Are we ready? And then the week after that, we're kicking off.
It's football time.
Riot, my son Riot will be back, giving you his pick, 65% last year. I don't think it was that high. I think it was like 58.
He beat all of us, I think.
Yeah, no. Well, his dad versus son.
But I'm saying all total.
Oh, he beat all of us, but we were all above 50. So tune in next week. Thanks for dropping in this week, and we'll catch you next week. Saddle Out Sports. We are out.